Alrighty guys, welcome back to Star Wars Reviews. Today I'm reviewing Star Wars The Bad Batch Season 2 Episode 9, The Crossing, which was directed by Nathaniel Villanueva and written by Brooke Roberts. It was released on February 15th, 2023, which I thought was another good episode. It's definitely a smaller episode. More about seeing the Bad Batch and mainly Omega deal with Echo's decision to stay with Rex at the end of the last episode, which, all that is kind of the backdrop of this mission Sid has sent them on, which is to like this desert planet where I guess Sid has bought this mine, which you're supposed to mine this stuff called Ipsium. And so during that, we see, Omega and some of the others kind of deal with their emotions. Also, like I said, mainly Omega. But one thing at the start of the episode, kind of when they're flying down towards the surface, the music and I think kind of throughout the episode was very like Western like, so I definitely really like that. But we see the Bad Batch go to the mine, and mine the Ipsium. Like I said, Omega is very upset over everything with Echo and whatnot, and kind of moping around. But I also kind of see Wrecker and Tech kind of getting into it, arguing with each other a lot, and definitely do see it a lot throughout the episode. Pretty much like one of them messes up and the other one kind of tells them off. Which at the start of the episode, Hunter and Tech go into the mine to find some Ipsium, while Wrecker and Omega watch the ship. But they need Omega to mine this Ipsium they find. So Wrecker is left by himself to watch the ship. And Omega mines and whatnot. But then someone steals the Marauder while Wrecker is watching, because he doesn't see them. And when they are done mining, they leave and they watch the Marauder go off. And so Tech kind of blames Wrecker for it all. But the Marauder getting stolen upsets Omega even more, because obviously now what's become her home, the Marauder, since leaving Kamino is gone, just like Echo. And the others aren't that upset over it. But now with the Marauder gone, they have to find another way off planet. And Tech finds out that there's a settlement close by. So they start walking, but there's this sandstorm coming, so they have to kind of move quickly. Which along the way, the storm starts to come, and so they have to kind of take cover in this mine. But they lose the Ipsium they were carrying, which at first Wrecker's carrying it and kind of complaining about it. And he's like, and Tech tells him off, and he's like, oh, why don't you carry it? And so Tech starts carrying it, and he drops it when the sandstorm comes, when they're trying to get to the mine. And while it's out there, it explodes, and then caves them in, this mine, which now Wrecker and Tech are once again arguing with each other. But Hunter kind of gets them to stop, and gets them to start clearing a way out. Which later we see Omega on Tech's Smarty Pants pad, looking for the, a signal for the Marauder, but finds out that its transponder has seemingly been disabled by the thieves, which, Tech tells her that, is probably the case, which Hunter then tells her that, right now the Marauder doesn't matter. The thing what they need to focus on is getting out of the mine, which Tech then adds they probably won't be able to recover it anyways, which upsets Omega even more, which Tech is then like, it's, just a ship, but, obviously Omega doesn't see it as just a ship, but, as her home, which, she tells him that, and she adds that they already lost Echo, so they can't, lose the Marauder, which Hunter tells her that they didn't lose Echo, and, just that he's on a different mission now, which Omega says that they were supposed to be a squad, which Tech then says that they were a squad before Echo and that they will be one after. Which then he says, what's your problem? Which really upsets Omega, who throws his Smarty Pants pad at him. And she goes deeper into the mine, wanting to be alone. Which I really like this moment. Before this, there was obviously a lot of bubbling up with Omega. And also Tech and even Wrecker, kind of about Echo leaving. Obviously, Omega's more open about it being about Echo, where Tech and Wrecker aren't. But that deep down, that's what it really is. And, obviously Tech says all the wrong things. And as he says afterwards, when Hunter and Wrecker kind of give him the look, that, he just was telling the truth. Which, Hunter tells him that Omega already knows the truth, and that's why she's upset. But we see Omega kind of go deeper into the mine, and she, turns off her light. But she starts to see the glow of the Ipsium, so she starts mining it, which reveals this bigger cavern with a lot of Ipsium. So she just starts mining it all. But back with the others, they kind of realize it's going to take forever to clear all the boulders and rocks and whatnot. Which Tech says if they had a small amount of Ipsium, they could blow it up. Which Wrecker points out that they did have a small amount, but Tech lost it. Which Tech says that, it was his mistake. So he'll go looking for more in the mine. Which Hunter tells him it's not the only mistake he needs to fix, referring to Omega. Which Tech says he'll talk to her. Which he finds her mining the Ipsium, which he tells her, a bunch of stuff she already knows about how dangerous the Ipsium is and how much there is in this cavern. But she says that she thought they could use it to blow up the cave in, all the boulders and whatnot. Which Tech says he thought the same thing. But they then decide to kind of mine as much as they can so that they have some more, probably to give to Sid. Which we see Omega mine it all. And, her and Tech are still not kind of talking about what they should be talking about. But she's have about to mine her last canister. But she can't reach the last little bit. And so she kind of starts to slip down into this cavern. And Tech tries to save her, but she falls, so Tech jumps in, but she kind of falls into this rapid, and kind of get taken somewhere. But we then see Hunter sense something wrong, and he tries to contact them over the comms, but gets no response. So him and Wrecker rush to investigate. But we see Omega and Tech still in that water rapid. Eventually, they kind of get shot out over this waterfall into a calm area of water with some land areas, I don't know what to call it, in a cave, which once they kind of gather themselves, they hear the comm going off, and so they contact the others, which afterwards they find a hole in the wall which has some sunlight shining through, which Tech, using his Smarty Pants pad, finds out that there's a passageway right beyond the wall. So he calls the others and tells them that they've found a new way out, but they have to recover their gear and the Ipsium, which we then see Wrecker and Hunter recover that. And then Tech tells them how to get to them, which is to go down the water thing, and he uses his big Smarty Pants words, which I found funny. So they do that. But now Tech and Omega now have a moment where they can finally talk to each other about their feelings. Which I really, really love this scene. It's probably one of my most favorite of the series so far. But Omega says that they, still don't have the Marauder or Echo to help them. I forgot to mention because earlier in the episode, Omega tries to contact Echo, but his comms aren't online, so Echo can rescue them. So that's the explanation of why Echo can't help them out. But Tech then says that they don't need help and they'll find a solution like they always do. Which Omega then says, everything's changing and doesn't even seem like he cares. Which Tech says he doesn't know how he should care. Which Omega says, why doesn't Echo leaving bother you? Which he says that they just have to adapt and move on because that's what soldiers do. Which Omega then says that they're more than that they're a family. Which catches Tech off guard. And, he says, of course they are. Which Omega says that, why don't you act like it? Which, maybe for the first time ever, Tech takes a moment and thinks about what he's about to say. Which he says that, Echo and Crosshair chose, different paths, and that he has to respect that. And that even though he might show his feelings differently, that doesn't mean he feels less than her. which I thought this was a really nice moment about, how people show their emotions differently, and how, there really isn't no right or wrong way to do it. So, I really, really love this moment. One of my favorite moments of the series so far. But Hunter and Wrecker then come down, and they have the Ipsium. They get into the right spot, and Tech shoots the blaster to blow up the wall, which, Wrecker's upset over not getting to do it. But, the shot needed to be precise, but I thought that was a funny little moment. But they get out and see the town they're going to. So eventually they get there, where they find it deserted. But Tech finds an array, which he can use to send a long-range transmission, which he gets it working, and they call up Sid, who tells them that she can't help them out. But Tech does remind her about all the times they've helped her out, which she says that she can, maybe get there in a few days, which Hunter starts to say that they don't have a few days, but Sid hangs up on them, which, kind of goes back to the fourth episode faster about, I forget the guy's name already, to do a teen. They say it in the scene too. Tech says his name, kind of told the Bad Batch, kind of watched your backs of Sid, which is some of that coming back to bite them. But, Wrecker wonders what they'll do, which Omega says that they'll figure it out like they always do, which is what Tech had said earlier. And, she kind of looks at Tech when she says it, and, Tech kind of smirks back at her, which was a nice moment to end the episode off. Obviously, the episode then ends with them kind of looking out at that sandstorm, maybe coming towards them again. Also in the episode, I remember, I forgot to mention, I guess the sandstorms are kind of unpredictable. They don't really follow a certain pattern. They'll just go wherever. So, who knows? Obviously, this is kind of another part 1 of part 2 story. I would assume next episode's called Retrieval, so I'm going to assume they're probably going to get the Marauder back, as the episode pretty much says, so that's what I would expect. But this episode I thought was a good one. I wasn't super into the mining story about getting this Ipsium. I don't know why I have trouble pronouncing that, but saying that word. But it definitely was more of an episode about giving the characters kind of a simpler story to kind of deal with emotions. Their emotions of Echo leaving, which I absolutely loved. All of that. Like I said, that moment with Tech and Omega near the end episode was one of my favorite scenes of the series. It might be my favorite scene. I just really, really loved it so much. Also, I mentioned earlier, the music I quite liked. I liked the very westerny score and whatnot for some of the scenes. So yeah, but I really enjoyed the episode. My grade, I'm going to give it an A-. So yeah, that's going to be it for this one. Next episode is episode 10, Retrieval, so I'll be doing a review of that when that comes out, so you can check that out then. But I've been Sarzu, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.
Rumors are more and more clones have been questioning the Order.
Then they are traitors, like the Jedi.
You all gave up everything because of me.
We made the right choice, Omega. But there are others out there who need our help.
What sort of treachery?